We've been telling you about people's problems with a Tulsa company that sells mobile and modular homes.
Since then, former employees have also reached out to Tulsa's investigative reporter, Jana Clark. Here's a follow-up to her Fox 23 investigation.
More than 20 of you have told me about your home buying headaches with a Tulsa company called Lifeway Homes. Now, I've also talked to 5 people who used to work for the company who said they felt the need to speak up. I showed you the electrical problems at Jim Hurt's mobile home. When he cooks, the stove and oven suddenly shut off.
Get red and then it go off. Move it back and get another page and sign it right there.
Hey, the lights went out.
That's what I was talking about.
How timely. Then minutes later, look what happened. Cooking, it goes off.
Come on now.
Well, shoot. The living room light just came back on. So you turn the oven on and then the light comes on.
Back and forward.
And at Dave Keener's home, a fireplace built for looks, not for a real fire.
Had I not said anything and just gone my happy way and one day built a fire in there, it could have killed me.
Dave told me that was one of the many problems he had with the modular home he bought from Lifeway Homes.
It's been a really bad deal for him.
Matt Parrish says he worked on Dave's home for more than a month.
They put the fireplace in, and there was literally trash inside the walls of the fireplace, and then there was paper and wood on the outside of it, like in the burn radius.
You can attest that it wasn't done right.
Oh yeah, I could spend hours walking around his property and tell you what's wrong.
Matt says Dave's home is just one example of problems he saw when he worked for Lifeway Homes up until earlier this year. So you worked there just more than a year?
Yeah, my job specifically was to build a location, dig underground, put the utilities in the ground, and anything I could to help the crew set the house up.
Matt says he poured concrete for foundations and dug the footings. And what were the issues?
Well, my complaints to the company were they were putting mobile homes on the concrete within 12 hours of me pouring concrete.
How long is it supposed to set?
For the manufacturer, it's supposed to be 30 days.
And what happens when you do that?
Well, it could settle.
I asked Lifeway Homes owner Mike Harrison about that.
Typically it has more to do with dryness and not more with timeliness, I guess you'd say. So has a concrete ever been poured and then we delivered a house the next day? Yeah, I'm certain that's happened, and I would tell you that probably anyone in this town's done the exact same thing.
Tell me about the footings.
The footings they're typically supposed to be 18 inches deep. Sometimes they were maybe 6 inches deep.
Why is that?
It helps the budget. Concrete's expensive.
So they told you to only make them so
Yes,
deep?
ma'am.
What's the consequence for the person living there?
That's the footprint that your whole house sits on, the foundation, and it needs to have integrity. It needs to be strong. I didn't agree with having a footing that short.
Did you question them?
All the time. They just told me to do my job, do what I'm told.
Was it always the same with all the homes?
No, because sometimes the city of Tulsa or Rogers County have parameters, and they have people that come inspect and make sure that you've done it right.
The places where they were not getting inspected is where...
Didn't get as much concrete.
What did you think about all that?
I didn't like any part of it. They just pretty much told me if I didn't like it, I could quit, and here we are.
And so you did.
Mm-hmm.
A worker was told to do it that way, to make it a certain depth if they were going to be inspected, but to make it more shallow if it wasn't going to be inspected.
That is not something that we promote or have given a directive of from myself or the ownership here. Okay.
I gave Mike a chance to respond to some of the other things former employees told me about Lifeway Homes.
Promised people things that they couldn't do, used the wrong materials, built things wrong. The biggest thing is that people pay, the house isn't finished, and then they don't come back.
You've had an opportunity to talk to I don't know, 2 or 3, 4, maybe ex-employees. I would assume that more than half of them were asked to leave. It's almost embarrassing, a little offending to me to think that we literally would say, let's go close the door and let's all say, ooh, we could save $14 if we buy this really cheap piece of wood rather than the correct piece of wood. Or I mean, really? We do not skimp. I can assure you that's not how we do business, and it's not how I've done business. It's not how I've had years and years of referral business.
Mike says if customers do have issues, he'd like the chance to make it right.
I'm not saying we haven't screwed something up, but I am saying that if we have, I'd be willing to get right in the middle of it and take care of it.
I checked with the Tulsa County inspector. He said footings do need to be at least 18 inches deep. I asked how long concrete should set or cure before putting a mobile home on it. He said it depends on the brand of concrete, and you have to check with the manufacturer, but it can be anywhere from 7 to 30 days. I also checked with the Attorney General's office. They received 9 complaints this year about Lifeway Homes. I asked for an interview, but they said they can't talk about any current investigations. Covering news that matters, Jana Clark, Fox 23 News.
We received an email from the Manufactured Housing Association of Oklahoma. It said that Lifeway Homes is a member and in good standing with the organization. The website shows Lifeway Homes owner Mike Harrison as a director on the board.
The email said, quote, Mr. Harrison has been in the industry for over 30 years and has provided homes to thousands of Oklahomans. Many are repeat customers and referrals.
Do you have a tip or issue that you think Jana Clark should investigate? Let us know. Email fox23investigates@fox23.com or call 918-388-5354 or search Fox 23 Jana Clark on Facebook.